This is the testing product UX sync, or Gina and I's one-on-one for September 15th, 2021. I don't see anything to follow up on from last week. It looks like we got all of our action items done. So Gina, why don't you kick it off? You're first on the agenda.
Okay, I'll share my screen. The first thing, we always go through our weekly priorities. So just, this hasn't changed from last week, but the top of my priorities is still the job to be done interviews that we've done. We've had one so far, which is great. And then just making sure that I have 14.4 issues planned, which is also seems like it's set. So the other things I had, there was one topic I wanted to discuss with you, and then there was just two things I wanted to bring to your awareness. I'll do the awareness stuff first because it's really quick. I linked the Dovetail project that I created for the job to be done validation, and I already added our first one in there for the data around the user interview, and then I'll add the other ones. And I did schedule 2 more, which was great. We now can meet with somebody from the front end and another product designer. And I think I invited you as optional to both of those.
Yep. I should be able to make one of those. The other one I have a conflict with one tomorrow morning.
Okay, and regardless, they'll be recorded, so you should be able to watch them.
Awesome, thank you.
Then I still need a product manager and an engineer and test. If you can think of anyone specific that I could reach out to.
I was going to cross post your note from what's happening into the product channel today to try to get a product manager. So I will add that we're specifically looking for a product manager to understand the workflow of reviewing changes on front end.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. That's so helpful.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so the discussion topic I had, there was some traction on this issue of improving the pattern for downloading artifacts. And the problem here was that having that drop down makes it seem like there are artifacts available, even though sometimes there's not, because we have the empty state in the menu. I wanted to see, so I've been having some conversation with you and then with Scott about the current state. What would you say like the priority of this issue is for upcoming milestones, I guess?
I would say low.
Okay.
I would want to know how many people are trying to download an artifact, how many users are trying to download an artifact from here. Like how many users are we disappointing with the fact that there's no artifact? Because we have to balance that with the performance of the page. If we're, it's probably not going to be a big performance hit if we're running a process in the background that's polling and trying to get those artifacts, but it could be it is a confusing experience. Hold on. So the experience today is you see that, you might click on it and there's no artifacts available. There's a delay though, if you click on it and see no artifacts available and then we go and get the artifacts. Is that correct? Or did Scott say that
they
have to click before we know they go to get them? Okay, so they click and then there's a delay and then they're there. That's not an ideal user experience. The flip would be we either delay load of the page or we have some sort of interstitial kind of messaging, whatever it might be, some sort of loading state on that where it's looking for them and then it changes the UI to show you that, hey, now you have artifacts versus no, you don't have any.
Okay.
What's the experience? Do we have that sort of, hey, it's loading, where you click on it when there's artifacts that it's going to find?
You mean what today, like when you're clicking on it?
Yeah, like if I go into a pipeline that has a bunch of artifacts for the first time and I click that button.
That's a good question. I don't know if it has like a spinner or something.
Let's go into merge requests. I know we got a whole bunch of stuff in ours. That probably has stuff. Yeah, so you get, it pauses for a minute.
Yeah, it's like a very short amount of time. It does have a little spinner.
Yeah. And then it shows you, yeah, that. I think we're on the same, same MR. What if we go to one that's already loaded? Do you have artifacts? Nope. All right, the could not load and no artifacts available though. Like we could probably fix that.
Yeah, I saw that. I just took a screenshot of that.
That's a weird experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
No artifacts available, that's fine. Let's jump ahead a couple hours. Gina, we make the most compelling recordings.
Very, very fun to watch.
Yeah, so I mean that spinner is pretty fast. Like I'm okay with this experience, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, so
This-
maybe what I could do then is at least like look through the different cases that we have.
Yeah.
But yeah, good to know that it's low priority because I just wanted to figure out how to approach that with the rest of the stuff that's going on.
I would back burner that.
Okay.
1000%.
All right. Yeah, that was the last point on my end. And I can't find my stop sharing button, so.
Sorry, I think I will, I can just start sharing.
Okay.
I can force you out because it's my meeting. My priorities this week. So my own research, I'm working on that customer journey of understanding artifacts. There's a really great session where someone tried to create some tests and run some tests from usertesting.com. Shared that in my research issue. That's probably the best one that I saw out of those user testing things. So I'm hoping to start scheduling interviews this week. Caitlin has the recruiting issue, so we'll be moving forward with that. And I'm starting on the discussion guide as well. I'm also helping Scott with his recruiting and his discussion guide. He's working on, I don't know, kind of a similar research project where the goal is to validate that there's a problem around customers not being able to get more efficient pipelines. Is kind of the crux of it. Getting to green pipelines faster is what we want to do. So helping him, that's my support testing internship. I'm working on drafting some abstracts just for future commit sessions, satellite commit sessions, to do some speaking around kind of the overall verify vision specific to testing, but kind of incorporating all of the verify vision and looking to find some customers that want to talk about that, hopefully with me. And then both, I had a CDF review and I have a 360 feedback review coming up. So I'm just working through those things. That's more on a personal side. But those are my priorities for the week. And we have a performance indicator session next week for the ops section. So I was working on that. I didn't list that as a priority, but that is just kind of standard PM stuff. And I'm starting to think about direction updates for the various categories and how we move those forward for next week, because we're coming up on release day. So those are my priorities. Nothing too major there. You mentioned 14.4, which we talked about. Thank you for doing the kickoff call with me earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a couple of design items in that milestone. One is research and one is the project quality summary iterations. Mm-hmm. And let's look at that. I think I adjusted out again. Yeah, so we don't have a UI work coming until 14.6. So if we need to, like, I would make that design iteration a stretch for yourself in 14.4 if you need to. I would focus on the research side of things.
Okay, yeah, I did mark it as a stretch, but one thing changed. I forgot to tell you this. So I was originally supposed to do research for both usability testing and performance testing. Now performance testing, I believe, is going to be moved out, but I have to verify that with Hyana because you moved the date back, right? So I don't think I'll have to do that anymore for this Q3 goal that we have for UXKR. Cool. So that possibly frees up some more time for me. And then, yeah, so I think like the project quality summary stuff is looking like it will get finished in 14.4.
Cool. All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Anything else I can help you with? Any other questions?
No.
All right, awesome. Well, I will see you on, let's see, what day is it? It's Wednesday. Because I'll see you on the team call, but that's tomorrow. So I will see you, I guess, tomorrow, probably.
Yeah.
When we get
Sounds
together
good.
again. All right, have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
Cheers.